Hey guys, this is Feeder, and in a short time I'm going to be watching EG play Fnatic in the playoffs of the Defense, which I'm really excited about. But in the meantime, I'd like to do a very quick overview of one of my favorite heroes for you. A hero that I see get repicked when people get him in a like an all-pick game, and they're randoming and they're like, oh no, oh god, what do? I just got Wisp, which is one of my favorite heroes. So anyway, I just want to go over some of his abilities. I'm not going to go over item builds because you can look up a guide for that online very easily, and those are pretty good. And you can sort of read all the pros and cons to the various builds there, so that'll take too long. But I'd like to just look at his abilities. So let's get over here to the to my actual screen. And I've leveled up actually the
Your top tower is under
my
attack.
friend here, which is Sand King. I need a friend, by the way, to show you what Wisp can really do, because Wisp is very cooperative hero. He really likes to
Your
have
top tower is under attack.
other people around to be most effective. So let me just level up,
Your top
and I'm just
tower
going to get
is
all
falling.
my abilities. Wisp, by the way, is a very flexible build. Do get your ultimate every time it's available, but other than that, you can, really depends on the situation. So it's more about knowing what you can do than the alternative. Alright, so let me just make sure my auto attack is actually off. Good. I don't want to kill all these anti-mages before I've had a chance to do something to them. So, let's talk a little bit about the tether.
Your
Tether
middle
is
tower
Wisp's
under
first ability, his Q, and it's basically the base of everything that he does except for his spirits, which aren't affected by the tether, but everything else he does is. So,
attack. Your middle
tether.
tower is under
So to
attack.
tether, you Q, press Q, and left click on an ally. That can be an allied hero
Your
or an
middle
allied
tower
creep.
is under attack.
Why would you want to tether to a creep? I'll explain that in a minute. But anyway, so what the tether does is, first of all, it creates this line here, which, if an enemy passes through that, will stun them for a duration determined by the level that your tether is at. So I think first level is like something like not even 1 second, it's 0.75 seconds. But when it's level 4, it's up to 2.25. Now the nice thing about this is you can catch as many enemies in that stun as you can hit. So you can stun their entire team if you can get the entire team between yourself and the enemy hero. And between yourself and your allied hero. I'm sorry. Yeah, the enemy hero, not so helpful. So anyway, it's got a stun. Very nice stun. Very underrated, I think, given how many people you can. By the way, once you've stunned them once with a tether, you can't do it again. Notice it's not affecting them at all now. But if I were to refresh that tether, I'd get the stun off again. And there's a pretty short cooldown on that, so it's a pretty reliable stun, I would say. So anyway, the tether is useful for that. It also gives regen to the ally unit that you are tethered to at whatever rate Wisp is regenning. So you'll see recommended items for Wisp include a lot of healing and mana gifting items. Let me just give myself some gold so I can demonstrate what those things can do for your ally. So I'm going to buy some Tranquil Boots. That's my favorite build on Wisp, because they're cheap, they're fast, and you get that beautiful regen, which is extra useful on Wisp, as I'll show you in a moment. I also like to get a Soul Ring. Usually these things are bought together. You either normally go Tranquil Boots and Soul Ring, or straight to Arcane Boots and Mech. This is my preference because it's faster, gets you that regen faster in the game. Alright, so I'm going to actually hurt myself here because, and I'll explain what's hurting him in a minute, because if you are not regenning, your ally will not get it. So I can't just tether to Sand King and turn on my Tranquil Boots and like, yeah, he automatically gets the stuff. I have to be regenning as well. So here I am. This is my base regen right now. I'm giving Sand King 1.5 of that. So he's getting plus 13 and plus 7, and I am getting less. Now if I pop my Tranquil Boots, notice that his goes up to like 39, 37 to 39. So he is getting healed, and I am getting healed at the same time, as long as that tether is active. Now if I were to use the Soul Ring, by the way, normally a Soul Ring will give you 150, and of course we'll subtract 150 of your HP. That's kind of what the Tranquil Boots are for, to fix that. But you'll let me use up Sand King's mana here so you can actually see what's going to happen. I'm going to use his ultimate, use a Sandstorm, whatever. Alright, so he's low on mana now. Let me use one more of these Bro Strikes. Okay, so Sand King has used up a lot of his mana. That's cool because I'm Wisp, so I'm just going to come over here and pop my Soul Ring. You'll notice Sand King just got 232 mana. So normally when you Soul Ring yourself and you get that mana, it goes away after a period of time. He will actually keep that. So I can just, you know, put somebody's mana back up, give them the mana they need to cast things, and that's permanent and that's free. So Soul Ring on Wisp is super good. But anyway, that won't happen unless you're tethered. So that's something else that the tether does. The final thing that I would use tether for by itself, and I'll explain what it can do with its other abilities in a minute, is it's an excellent escape. So say I'm over here and somebody's chasing me and I have very low health, and I notice that I have an ally up here. Tether to them and actually escape. So that tether can pull you out of a bad situation or pull you into a team fight if you're a little bit behind and you notice that your team needs you. So it's really amazing and kind of a big deal. Okay, so that's a couple of things. Wisp also has a nuke, that's his spirits, and what you do is you pop W to send them out, and you'll notice that you get this F and D, and people have a lot of trouble with this. It's a toggle, so you press F and they'll go out to their max range, press D and they'll come back all the way in. That's just a single press, by the way. Do not spam that button, and I'll show you why. Put those spirits back up. When I press F, if I press F again, they're going to stop wherever they were when I pressed F that second time. Same works for pulling them in, so you can press D and press D again once they've got to where you want them, and you'll have your spirits basically staying at a radius of whatever you like. So you can, when you're chasing people, press F for them to go out, and then as soon as they start hitting, press F again if you're running at the same speed, and you'll basically get all that burst damage off. Now you'll notice, when I was hitting this anti-mage, Henry Bot, I think are they all called Henry Bot? No, they're not. Henry Bot, it was hitting this other guy, I can't see his name, doesn't matter. It was hitting this other anti-mage too, so it's actually bursting. And you can hit tons of enemies with that. It does a pretty good amount of damage, especially at level 4. You're getting 100 per spirit, and it will also affect creeps. So if you want to go out and farm the jungle, just pull your little wisps around you, or if you want to, you know, farm up some creeps quickly and push a lane, have those circling around you. They will not burst. They will stay there, and they'll be doing damage whenever they hit. So a very, very versatile ability that as well. Alright, so now I'm going to get on to Wisp's E ability, his overcharge. So let's pull in an anti-mage here as something to demonstrate on. And let's have Sand King just attack him. So you see Sand King's doing a fair amount of damage, but if you were to say attack faster, then he could kill that anti-mage a lot faster. And imagine if Sand King is like a carry and he's got lots of damage, then a faster attack would be great. So what overcharge does is not only does it speed up your attack speed and the attack speed of the person that you're tethered to, but it also has a damage reduction bonus. So you're like, oh my god, that's so good. Why wouldn't you just leave that on all the time? Because it actually drains Wisp's health and mana as you have that on. So it is a toggle ability. You might toggle it on or off when you need it. You want it on in a team fight probably, or if you're pushing a tower and the tower's hitting you, you can toggle it on to take the tower hit and then off again as soon as you've hit that, and it will sort of keep your health and mana at where they were, but also reduce the damage from those big hits. So it's a very nice ability. If you're hanging out with a carry, you want to have that on a lot. You can even use that to push a tower. And I'm going to show you how you can sort of secretly push a tower now. So Wisp's ultimate is, I think, one of the coolest ultimates in the game. Basically, it can take you anywhere on the map. So if you use your ultimate, and let me put on WTF mode so I can just do this without having a cooldown, and I'll show you what you can do. So I can go anywhere. I can go right here if I want to. This is right outside the enemy fountain. Here I am, look at this. I will stay here for 12 seconds, and then I will go back exactly where I came from. So, say a hero was coming back and I timed it just right, I could kill them before they got to their fountain, which I've done before, and it's, believe me, It's really satisfying. It can make some rage happen. But that's not all. The brilliant thing is you can take somebody with you. So say I want to push this tower. You know, we're not doing so well. Let's backdoor a tower. What the hell, why not? So let's have Sand King. Oop, I have Wisp selected. So if I overcharge Sand King and like have him attack, look at this tower's getting hit really hard. And the enemies don't have that much time. So you have 12 seconds basically, and then you come back to where you were safely. Now if you want to, you can also, and I'm not going to go far because I still want the Sand King, you can also drop someone off somewhere. So I can break my tether by pressing Q and just leave Sand King here. I'm going to port back where I came from and leave him right here. So that can be used actually to pull someone out of a dangerous battle, knowing that you're going to go back in and probably die, but at least you rescued somebody. It can be used to pick somebody up at the shop, so I could like port over here and pick him back up if I want. Or if he got stuck on a ledge or something, or if he's in enemy territory and he's Templar Assassin and it's melded and, you know, they're going to come get him. If I can safely get in there long enough to then tether to him, I can bring him back to where I came from when I ported. So that's pretty cool, if you ask me. The final, like, useful thing that you can do with it is when you port somebody, it actually doesn't interrupt their channel. So Sand King, for example, whoops, I just brought Anti-Mage over here. I don't want to do that. Alright, so say I see that, like, their entire team's over here, and I've got the Sand King that I'm actually communicating with, which is, you know, possible in a pub game. So I'm like, okay, Sand King, activate your ulti now. So Sand King can start channeling, and my port won't interrupt his channel and can just drop onto the enemy team and destroy them all. It's just ridiculous. Oh, and then I can overcharge. I can port in with my spirits up and do all that damage, and it's just like, surprise, Wisp surprise, and destroy people. Of course, if you have a lifesteal on your team, you can bring 3 guys in for a gank. And the best part is it only lasts 12 seconds, so you come right back out wherever you were, safely behind your own lines. So it's no wonder he gets picked and banned so much in the pro scene. The map presence you get out of that is just amazing. He has an escape, he has a stun, he has a nuke, and he has this ability to raise the attack speed and give regen to one person that he's tethered to. So why people would re-pick Wisp just makes me sad. And I hope you give him a try. I hope you can sort of see why his abilities might be useful and why they might be really fun. So good luck, hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully watch my EG vs Fnatic cast with Blatant, which I'll be doing right after this.